Hello and welcome to Jacob's Prog World. So my channel is about the music genre progressive rock, short and prog. And you may ask yourself, oh well, I have heard of the name but I'm not sure what that really is, or you haven't heard of the name. No problem, I explain it to you now. So, progressive rock is a genre that emerged from blues rock and psychedelic rock in the late 1960s in England, and it was formed to exceed the borders of rock music. And I like to compare progressive rock artists to cooks, because what they did is very simple. They put everything in one pot. So, good portion of blues, of course a good portion of rock music. Oh yeah. Then classical music. Here and there and here and there. Jazz. And non-Western world music structures. And that can look very differently. So the problem about defining prog is that it isn't in a unique sound or a unique format. So I'm going to tell you a list of prog bands now, and maybe you have heard of them, of some, or maybe you are already listening to one or more. So, Pink Floyd, Genesis, Yes, King Crimson, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Van der Graaf, Generator, Rush, Dream Theater. That was a short list. Of course there are many more bands, Jethro Tull or from the other subgenres. And the problem is that all of these sound very different and made different music. So yet what you find often is a sound dominated by keyboards or other key instruments like the Hammond organ, or a bombastic sound, or long tracks, or albums with a lyrical concept. They are called concept albums. But you're going over all of these bands. Gentle Giant is another example. Yeah, some of them use some of that, and there are even bands who don't use anything of what I've listed now. And that's because the essential and defining thing about progressive rock is the way of composing. Like, look, it's the way I put this together. And that works by three essential features that really define prog. Number 1, complexity. Number 2, intertextuality. And number 3, self-referencing. So, what do these abstract words mean? I'm going to explain it to you now, and then we're done. Complexity. So, you've got 3 different types of complexity. The one type is formal complexity. So, what prog musicians did, they combined thems, motives, vocal parts, and instrumental parts in different ways, instead of following a typical structure. The second type is rhythmical complexity. So they use unusual meters like 3/4 time, 9/8 time, 3/8 time, everything is allowed, and sequences of these meters, and these are called polymetrics because you use different meters in one row. For example, a sequence of 3/4, 4/4, 9/8, 3/4, and polyrhythm. So that means that you've got different rhythms in different voices played at the same time. So let's move on from the rhythmical complexity to the last aspect, the third type, harmonic complexity. And that means that you've got unusual chord progressions and changes between keys and unusual chords and expansions of the classical triad with 3 tones. So that's it about the complexity. Intertextuality. So you also find that phenomena in literature very often, and it basically means that you understand a work by seeing the forms and the sources it's built on. So you see something and interpret something by its references to other works and the schemes of other works it's built on. And for progressive rock, it means that you interpret progressive rock by analyzing the genres it's built upon, like here, the classical music, the blues structures, and like you see here, that's a completely new substance, but you still recognize the old parts. And that it's about the intertextuality. So, self-referencing. That's very simple. That means that you use them you've already used at another part consciously, like you see a structure here that is also used over there. Or self-referencing also means that you use other thems and quotes from other works of you or other works in general, like you use classical music, a classical piece, and then take a bit of it, which is a quote, and then you include it in your piece. And that's progressive rock. So, thanks for watching. I hope you've understood what it's about, and I would love to continue the journey with you, so please subscribe and click on the bell so you won't miss any videos of mine. And have a great day. See you in the next video. Bye.